Hi, welcome to Power Motion YouTube channel. It's spring here in Calgary. Today this video I want to talk about utility bike. Not just any kind of utility bike, but the Tern cargo note utility bike. This is one of the most versatile bikes that was ever built, but there was not a lot of overview about this bike. So today this video I want to give you a rundown on how flexible, how benefit of this bike can be to your riding. Stay tuned. All right, so it's a beautiful here in St. Patrick's Bridge here. So let me go over this bike and I'll give you all the rundown of this cargo note bike here. But before I get into this bike, I really want to give you a backstory. And there's two persons I want to mention, Josh Hunt as well as Ross Evan. Basically, they're good buddy, and they actually, both of them went to Stanford University. And what happened is, Evan, he actually started a company called Extra Cycle. And Josh Hunt is basically, he moved to Taiwan and started a company called Tern. So if you know about the bike industry, whenever you go to the Interbike, their booth is always next to each other. So Extra Cycle and Tern bike is always very, very nearby next to each other. Probably in 2015, in one event in Las Vegas, Ross and Josh and talked together and just say, why don't we work together and come up with something really, really useful. So, Ross was running the Extra Cycle, and so those are the, biggest feature that they have is the Extra Cycle that allow you to carry a lot of stuff. And then Tern bike was known to be one of the best folding bike in the world. So they get together and said they came up with this sort of, married together from an Extra Cycle with the Tern cargo note. So therefore, this bike came in 2015. So they started a Kickstarter project, and you can actually check back to the Kickstarter and take a look at this bike, how it started. So let me just kind of focus on the feature of Extra Cycle. Why it's so useful, why it's so utility. So the whole idea of the Extra Cycle is basically taking a regular bike and then extend it out. So it's kind of turned into a regular bike to a long bike. But not only just turning into a long bike, but because you have this extra core carry all back, it allows you to carry a lot of stuff. And then with the deck, you can actually carry a passenger. So you can carry your friend, your date, your wife, your children. With the bag, you can actually carry 4 groceries bag without having any problem whatsoever. So for utility purpose, it's a great way to haul about just about anything. Now, the minor problem is with the Extra Cycle is, as you can see, the tail is really, really long. So if you have to park in a very tight space, so for example, if you need to get into an elevator because you live in an apartment, with the regular Extra Cycle, it's kind of hard to get into the elevator and maneuver it. But with the folding capability, now you can fold it in half and be able to get into the elevator in a very, very tight space. The other thing is, if you ever have to transport this bike, let's just say you want to call a taxi and go somewhere else, or you want to take this bike to go to a park and ride this, it's kind of hard with this extra long bike because you can't even fit into a regular bike rack. But with the ability that you can fold, you can actually fold in half, shuffle into the hatchback, and you're able to take this bike to go anywhere else that you want it to be. So, by marrying the two feature of folding capability and hauling capability, it just basically gives you the best of the marriage altogether. So now I'm going to get into the spec of the bike here. Now I'm going to start out with the bicycle component, and I'm going to get into the Extra Cycle component. So one thing I want to highlight it is, it's initially I thought it was just basically a Tern note, just kind of put it together with the Extra Cycle, but it's not true because they actually add a couple other features specifically for this particular bike. So let's take a look at the adjustable handlebar. So this is kind of well known for the Tern, and you have the adjustable handlebar. and also come with the dyno light. So this is something new to the cargo Note. If you have just a regular Note, you don't have this headlight. One of the really biggest thing about this feature that was added to this cargo Note is the hydraulic brake. So right here I have the tactile hydraulic brake. So what that means is it gives you a lot of stopping power, especially when you're carrying a lot of weight, you're carrying another passenger. So instead of going to the 150 pound to 200 pound, now you can go up to probably like a 350 pound of weight. So you really want to have a good stopping power. So it has a tactile hydraulic brake. And down here, you can see that there's a disc brake right here. So again, it just basically gives you a lot of good stopping power. And then on the front wheel, it actually has a dyno generator. So it allows you to run the headlight as well as the backlight. So if you have to ride it in the nighttime, you have no problem riding this bike in the nighttime. So the other great thing is about the gearing, it basically have 16 speed. So 8 at the back and 2 in the front. So that's to give you a lot of capability to climb hill. So one of the really beneficial here of the extra cycle is, if you actually have seen the early extra cycle, the deck is actually made out of wood. So over time, it actually starts degrading and it just basically starts cracking. So with the new type of composite deck, it will never gonna wear off. So it's extremely strong, and then you can see there's a whole bunch of hole in there. So that just allow you to put other accessory. For example, you wanna put a children carrier in here, you can do that very, very easily. So you don't have to drill a hole on the deck, it's already pre-drilled. The other thing is you have this, what you call a carry-all bag. So right now you have a flap, so you can open this flap. And then from here, you have a very, very large bag that is fully adjustable. So with this such a huge, large capacity, you have no problem of putting a heavy load of grocery bag in here. And then the other thing is you have this sort of a very strong kickstand. So it stabilizes the entire bike. So you know, if you have to put a children on it, it's very easy to get on and get off without feeling flimsy. So you know, having a really, really strong kickstand, it just makes it really, really good. Now, next I want to just kind of highlight this. It also have a strap here. So if you want to, let's just say you need to reposition your bike, you can just basically pick it up and move it around really easily. Okay, next I'm going to show you how to fold this bike. So number one is you want to make sure the kickstand is stabilized and everything, and reposition where your pedal is. And you open the safety pin here and open the hinge latch, and then you just kind of pull this back here. And then you have the tire rest on the back, and then you can drop this. And one little secret accessory that, again, it was not really well known, is the biologic seat post pump. So if you open this up, so you can basically pull out this hole, and then you can just plug it into the tire, and this basically use it as a fuel pump. All right, let's go for the ride. Let's put on my helmet. Let's go. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. So to kind of give you a summarize what this Tern cargo Note bike is, basically is taking an extra cycle and married to a folding bike. So it gives you a lot of utility capability. So carry your kid, carry your grocery, carry your date, carry your wife, carry your friend. So it just gives you a lot of ability to carry a lot of things. But the other thing is, because it's a folding bike, so it doesn't take up a lot of space. You can get into a very tight space, even in the elevator. If you want more information about this bike, come and check us out at Power Motion at Oak Cliff Market. Thank you for watching. Have a nice ride.